loaded fries. You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, wanting to thank you all again for your continued service. November is off and running. Check this out. Get up to $12,000 off or 0% financing on select new vehicles. We have great lease specials with new Trax and Trailblazers starting at $299 per month and new Blazer EVs leasing for $399. Great payments, discounts, and of course, 0% financing. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All finance with approved credit, leases with $2,500 down.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Empower a child today with the TeamMates mentoring program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the TeamMates mentoring program today.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2024 Ford F-150 for $395 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1003769, $395 per month, lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, $5,250 due at signing, no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 11/30/24. See delivery details.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Slay the holidays this year with a gift that'll really get them going. One that's built to win, like the new Honda CRF-R Motocrosser. One that's built for fun, like a Honda Mini Moto. Or one for each member of the family, like a Honda CRF Trail Bike. At Rod's Power Sports, you'll find the motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side they'll love. During the Honda Gifts That Go sales event, you can slay the streets in style with a Grom Mini Moto, slay the trails with the CRF 50F, or pile into a Pioneer 1006 Deluxe Crew that can carry 6 elves over the fields and through the woods all year long. This year, don't just give any gift. Give the gift of outdoor adventure with a ride they'll never forget. Don't miss out. Head to Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln, Nebraska during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event. It's your chance to slay the holidays and your gift list. Dealer participation may vary. See dealer for complete program and safety details.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio. From the heart of Lincoln, America. Expanding awareness about the TeamMates program and the ever-growing need for mentors. This is TeamMates Timeout with TeamMates CEO Des Moines Adams and Marketing and Communications Manager Ashton Honor.
Hello, Nebraska, Kansas, South Dakota, Iowa, and Wyoming, and whoever else is joining in to TeamMates Timeout with DeMo and Ash. Wherever you are, this is live stream as well as in your cars. My name is DeMo. Ash is right now in Kansas, showing our Kansas local program some love. And so she gave me the freedom to have whoever I wanted to have on the show. And so I thought, who can freestyle with me? Because I have no script today, but I do have a really good recollection of everything that we talked about. But a lot about the things that we have talked about really fits with our special guest, who I'll be co-MCing with. So she's kind of my special guest. She's also my co-MC. So we have Miss Tiffani with Link to Literacy. We have talked a lot about this partnership with the state around providing more mentors for 3rd through 5th graders. And this partnership works because of our relationship with Link to Literacy. Tiffani, welcome to Teammates Timeout.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I feel honored to be sitting here next to my co-chair here, DeMo. Thank you, Ashton, for giving me a chance to fill in for you.
Absolutely. Now, Tiffani, we go back.
Way back.
So tell everyone our connection.
So when I say we go back, I think I was 16 when I met you. Des Moines and my cousin John Bowling played for the Huskers. And us being locals, John would bring some of his favorites from the team over to my grandparents' house for Sunday dinner. And they would bring their friends and fam, and it was one big family there.
And it was the real deal.
Yeah.
I always joke. One of my first barbecues here in Nebraska wasn't the barbecue that most people would think. And I would say, coming from the South, I'm thinking ribs and chicken and all of that stuff. It was hamburgers and hot dogs. So, but the one thing that I knew, my roommate, Keo Craver, and I, Mike Demps, DeJuan Gross, all of the boys that were from the South, when we got to John Boland's folks' house, we got the chicken, we got the greens, we got the cornbread. I mean, even Louisiana hot sauce, which is a big difference than Tabasco sauce, 100%. Right?
Yeah, Grandma didn't mess around.
Yeah. So those were the good old days. And so, here we are. We're grown, and just over a year ago now, we kind of reconnected and got to learn a little bit about what you were doing. And it was right around the time when we had just received this Read Nebraska grant around reading literacy. Mm-hmm. And so let's just dive right into it, because, Link to Literacy, for those that are watching, because I know some of you are watching. If you see me on this camera, if you see me on this camera, do you see this partnership, Link to Literacy, Teammates Mentor? And we're going to, show just a glimpse of some of these incredible books that they are providing our 3rd through 5th grade mentees here shortly. But Tiffani, tell us more about what you're up to these days with Link to Literacy.
So, when you talk about how our meet cute came again, full circle, right?
Yeah.
How many years later? 15, 16?
I don't think everyone needs to know our age.
Fair,
all right?
fair.
All right.
I won't ages today. But anyways, when it was so great because, it makes a difference when you're walking in purpose. So if you would have talked to me a decade ago, I'd be like, oh, I'm working in tech and it's fine. And, but I love Link to Literacy. It's been a passion project from day one. Our outreach is it's so intentional, right? And so this Teammates partnership was just a match made in heaven, really, considering that if you can read, you can truly do anything. And so grades 3 through 5 is a really pivotal moment in a child's, academic career, if you will. And that's where we're falling behind as a state. And so this partnership is so intentional about building a home library for the mentees, and then providing a deeper connection within the mentorship, which is, again, why we're copacetic there. Mm-hmm. I'm also a mentor. This is my 8th year mentoring. My mentee is a senior this year at Lincoln High. And so it's been amazing to see her grow. But again, this partnership just makes sense. And the outreach has been stupendous. We were able to reach 214 schools across the state of Nebraska last year. We're adding more chapters every month. And, Sydney's great in that part of the partnership too. She's really being intentional about who she's connecting with. And we're going to regional conferences, and Kat and I are able to just share, again, what the books are about and how they provide that social and emotional connection, and how you can have a different scope within a book. So it's been great so far.
And for those of you that are listening for the first time, on Teammates Mentoring, we serve 3rd through post-secondary. And when we say post-secondary, when our students graduate from high school, our mentors can continue to meet with their student once a month instead of once a week. But for our 3rd through 12th grade, we're asking volunteers to give 30 to 45 minutes of their time once a week by meeting with a student at the school during the school day. All communication is through the school. But 2 years ago, some data had pretty much got, I would say, a lot of our key educators, stakeholders' attention when it comes to reading proficiency levels, reading literacy. And based on COVID, a lot of those numbers have dipped because students were forced to learn how to read and to learn how to learn at the house. And so some funds were available. And because of what TeamMates Mentoring is doing when it comes to impacting a student's attendance, grades, and behavior, we were very lucky to be a recipient of some of those funds around closing that gap with reading literacy. Now, TeamMates Mentoring is not a reading program, nor are we prescriptive, but it's all about who you know.
Right.
And because, I know Tiffani, all-star from Lincoln, doing great work and learning about the great work of Link to Literacy, it was like a win-win. But, Tiffani, there are a lot of people that don't know Link to Literacy. So talk about how Link to Literacy came about.
So it started as, 2 moms that had a passion for literacy. And one of the moms was she adopted her foster children. And on that first night, she's a teacher. So they had all the things, but one thing that they didn't have on tap were books. And it was a rough first night, right? And so she saw personally that impact of that connection, what a book can bring, and the calmness and the stillness. And then the 2 of them came together, right? And I'd say they're both really great in their own ways, in their own craft. And then they decided to form a 501c3. They've done Empower Me Packs, which is one of the programs that we've had. So this was like 5 years in the making. This isn't brand new, but they were really intentional. I use that word a lot because it matters.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just go out and set out to do something, but without the right intent. And so with intentionality comes follow through. And so they had successful drives within their families and their friends. And they wanted to make a bigger impact. So they became Link to Literacy and started a 501c3. And in that process is when I was asked to be the board president.
Oh.
And what was wonderful about that wasn't necessarily a title, but it was about the capacity to invite people that really had a desire to serve the community. And so we built what you would call a dream team. And so we've been tiny but mighty, but really trying to make an impact within our community. And one of the biggest things that I love about Linked Literacy is the fact that we want to have inclusivity. We talk about it. We're open about it. It's important for people to see themselves within the pages of a book, whether it's a female lead, someone with a disability, English is a learned language from a diversity standpoint, LGBTQ, you name it. We want to embody that. And that really, I think sets us apart from most places. And then also it's the community partnerships. It's linking with different nonprofits and different businesses that want to help promote the joy of literacy. And then lastly, there's like the educational piece. And we have Book Bridge. And that is we have 4 pillars of that. This is going to be coming out really, really strong. We've already had trinkles of it, but in 2025, we're coming out with a bang with that. And that's to teach the caregiver and the parent.
Oh,
yes. All the different phases in which you can read a book and making sure that they feel comfortable within it, because that's not everybody's jam. Not everybody feels comfortable opening up a book and, they might get nervous. They might not like to read aloud, but there's words and there's sounds of how the words are said. There's pictures that you can express. There's different ways to form that connection. So again, those are some of the things that we do.
And just for those of you that are watching, here are just a few of the books that I have right here. Many books, a variety of books. And the way that it works, when we have students that we identify that meet that criteria, we give them the option of, what are some books that interest you? Most of our mentees and mentors, they meet over the lunch hour. Sometimes they meet in a library. And so it's kind of a natural fit when we provide resources, activities for mentors and mentees to do during those 30 to 45 minutes. This is just one great way. I love what you said, Tiffany, about how Link to Literacy is about linking. I'm sorry. There's a link with the community to literacy, which makes me ask the question, why is literacy important?
It's the building block of everything that you're going to do, right? I always use the example, you could be phenomenal at math, right? And numbers are, but if you can't read the story problem, how are you going to progress, right? You have to read signs, you have to read maps. Someone gave an example of someone that was illiterate in New Orleans, but they knew the city. They knew the map was in their brain. And then when, there was, the hurricanes and whatnot, couldn't make a living any further because they didn't know how to read a map, right? So these are just, it is a fundamental necessity. And so when you can read, you truly, and I said this before, you can do anything. You can go anywhere. I'm not going to do the Reading Rainbow song, but it's the truth. Take a look. It's in a book, right? And for some, it's a free escape. It's a free vacation if you can't afford to travel. For others, it's a personal and you're not a private way to see somebody else's world from a different lens. And then that might help you gain some confidence to actually go outside of your scope and go outside of your world, go outside of your normal circle of people to really be able to relate.
Love it, because it complements our mission, which is to positively impact the world by inspiring students to reach their full potential through mentoring. And, if a student can't read, they can't learn. You as a TeamMates mentor, and you are part of this partnership, like you get it. But there are a lot of mentors out there that they probably want to learn more and understand the link between what we're trying to do by incorporating literacy as it relates to helping our young people, particularly 3rd through 5th graders, reach their full potential by us being a part of closing that gap when we have the state that trusts us, the entire state. And for the work that you and Link to Literacy are doing, why does this matter for the mentors that are listening to the show and watching the show today?
It further implies their purpose and the fact that they're needed, right? Because this might be the one adult outside of maybe a parent, maybe a teacher that they trust because you consistently show up. And so if you are engaging with them in this capacity, they know it's a safe space, right? And they know that, oh, okay, this is going to be worth my while in some way. I've now had in our year 8, she's reflected of like, oh, I see why you did that. And I was like, yeah, like something as simple as Uno. I was like, draw 4, it's just something really simple, but truly like within the box that we have at each school, the site bundles, there are art cards where you sometimes have to read the directions. That's a form of reading. It's like you're not trying to sneak it in, but just building that confidence, because then it's like, oh, okay. So they might look at this book, say, I like art. There's so many different careers you can do within art, but you might not know until you open up the book.
And I love how strategic our partnership is because, again, we're not a reading program, but yet going back to if I'm getting ready to play the game of life with my mentee, one of the ways that, I can incorporate reading literacy is, hey, why don't we read the instructions together?
Yep.
And then just looking at some of these books, from, students who like art, talk about, we always say be resilient. Like, what does it mean? But most importantly, what does it look like?
Yes. And I love that because it's a journal. And so you're reading and you're writing, which again, communication goes a long way. You're going to be doing it for the rest of your life in some capacity.
I love this. And as a mentor, as you work with your senior, how is literacy impacting the next phase of your mentee's life?
Well, for one, she has to read the fine print of what a scholarship entails. She just met TeamMates again. It's important. Like she's been a mentee for 8 years, so she's eligible for scholarships. And we had to talk about what that entails. Is it a 2-year program? Is it a 5-year or 4-year program? Excuse me. And what are the necessary guidelines that you must adhere to in order to receive the scholarship? So, we just did that last week.
Yeah. And, I know we're going to be going to break here in a little bit. I can't help but to be a little distracted. I never thought about doing like my ears like this, like my earphones. Like you make it look so cool.
I didn't mean to. It wasn't intentional.
Oh,
I was hustling for real. I didn't know. I was just putting it on.
you could have went with it.
Thank you.
I mean, like to have the sound out. I was
Yeah.
like, man, like she's been doing this for a minute.
Nope.
But I like it.
Thanks.
You're pulling it off.
Okay. Hey, I'll make it work.
And here I am all, serious and formal and this and that.
Mr. Serious and Formal wearing a QR code on his shirt.
Right.
Come on now. Come on, DeMo.
Well,
It's a nice looking QR code, but come on.
We are serious about getting people to go to teammates.org. So serious, Tiff, to where I am a walk-in QR code, and it works. I tested it today in St. Paul, Nebraska. I was in Loop City, and I had the teachers, hey, pull out your phone, go to our website, learn more about what we do, and it works. I mean, have you seen this before?
I actually haven't.
I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's pretty bold.
It is.
But this is how
it has to matter for you to click on it.
Yes. I mean, this is how serious we are about this need for more community members to volunteer by joining the team, be a mentor, and going to teammates.org. So if you see me on the streets, hey, take out your phone. But this is how serious we are. And Tiff, before we go to break, I do want to thank you for being a part of Teammates. And I got some more questions to ask just about your journey. Okay. But before we go to break, football season is not done yet. The Huskers got that W. I know we didn't get it this past Saturday. I'm talking 2 weeks ago. So let's focus on the good. All right. We got that W. We're headed to a bowl game. If you were to play football,
oh boy,
what position would you play?
Ooh, I would say quarterback or running back.
Quarterback or running back? Okay, so you will play offense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why quarterback or running back?
Well, I know defense, wins the game, but I'll quote Love and Basketball too. Yeah, offense sells tickets, defense wins the game.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, but I'm strategic, and so the quarterback, you have to see all elements of the field. That's why I would say quarterback, and then I like to follow through. It's all about the finish, right?
Okay.
How you start is how you finish, and then running back. I'd like to think I'm still quick.
You hustled down here. I'll give you credit for it. I'll give you credit for it.
Yeah.
So maybe a running quarterback.
Running quarterback.
It's like a Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Seeing the field. But did you say offense sell tickets?
Mm-hmm.
But defense wins championships?
Well, games, but championships too. Sure. Mm-hmm.
Now, which one is more important?
Well, defense to a degree, because you want to close out the other team. So it's strategic on different ends.
All right.
But, you were an offensive player, so.
Tiff, I didn't play offense.
You didn't?
We'll address that.
My apologies. In all fairness, even when my cousin played, I didn't go to the game. I'll eat that forever, but I really didn't. So I just assumed. My apologies.
Hey, stay tuned to Teammates Timeout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back here in 5.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through December 3rd is $3 off on bacon, 25% off hanger steaks, 20% off all summer sausage, and 20% off all cheeses. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2024 Ford F-150 for $395 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1003769, $395 per month lease with 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, $5,250 to assigning, no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 11/30/24. See blue for details.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Arantes, Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January 24th at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Visit LOVB.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Volleyball is the next major league.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Back to Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You are joining Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash. Ash right now, she is in Kansas supporting our Kansas programs. So tonight you are joining DeMo and Tiff. Right before the break, we were talking about football, and Tiff, when asked the question, what position would she play? She mentioned she would play quarterback or running back. But we kind of came to the conclusion of like a running quarterback like a Lamar Jackson. And so then, she then goes on to say, offense like you, Des Moines. I was like, no, Tiff, I didn't play offense. So now she knows that I play defense. Now I'm just curious. It sounds like you only watched your cousin, John Bolin.
Yes. Number 84, tight end. I know his position and number.
Okay.
Family.
So you didn't keep up with me, Keo Craver, All-American, DeJuan Gross, All-American. You didn't keep up with us. But knowing that I played defense, what position do you think that I played?
See,
on
now
defense?
you're putting me on the spot
I
because the
am
only
putting you on the
position
spot.
I know is defensive end, defensive back.
And that's what I'm
All
talking
right.
about. Yes. I was the defensive end, and I wore number 98. I did my thing, and the fried chicken, the cornbread, the greens, everything that your grandma and your folks made on Sunday after church. Oh, man, I miss that stuff.
John's dad, his words would be, he put his foot up in the cornbread. He made a honey butter
Yes.
to go on top of it, and it was delightful.
Yes.
And my Pam made brisket, and my mom did all the side salad. Yeah, it was good. Those were good times.
And we had a guy, Tony Tata from Hawaii.
I remember Tony, yeah.
Tony Tata, he even got into, as we call it, the soul food. Oh, good old days. But speaking of good old days, you now have a mentee who is a senior.
Correct.
And you have been matched with this student for 8 years. Let's talk about that journey. So you were matched with your student when she was elementary?
5th grade.
5th grade. Okay.
And I was intentional about that.
Okay.
Because junior high can be brutal.
So let's go back in time. What led you to volunteer your time as a TeamMates mentor?
I had just had my son Easton, and that's what I call my awakening to this world. Being a parent changes everything. The stuff that didn't matter to me personally, my eyes were wide open to that. And so after becoming a parent, I was working at 5-9s, and they had, TeamMates came in and they talked about their program. And I was like, oh, this is right up my alley, and I love sports, and I love, the fact of like, I love people. And I was really trying to find a way to pour into people in a way that mattered. And so I knew for me, junior high was it was rough because I had to wave Nouveau. I don't want to talk about that. But if you can stand on your own in junior high, you can do that for the rest of your life. And so standing in who you are, what your values are, how you want to face this world. And so that's why I chose 5th grade.
And this is right after you just had a little one.
Uh-huh.
But yet you still found the time to volunteer and support your community.
Yes. Well, what was awesome about the company I worked for at the time is they really pushed volunteering. And so if you want it from a corporate perspective, they gave us free volunteering hours. So you weren't missing work. And so that was a nice ploy for people in the corporate world, right? Like, how can I give, but I don't want to take a lunch or whatever. But truly, it's 1 hour, 1 week. And as I said before, and I'll say it again, it's the days that I just didn't have the energy or the most rewarding ones because she poured into me. She gave me something I didn't know I needed that day. And whether it was just an open conversation or she actually shared a little bit more about herself versus me having to be the one that's guiding, it was fantastic.
There's a data that says 86% of mentors report feeling more engaged when they go back to work after their mentoring time, and they feel more happy when they go home. So
100% true.
So when you hear that data, like, how does that make you feel? You feel that that's pretty accurate?
Very validated. Yeah, absolutely. Because sometimes you need an escape from work. Let's be honest. I mean, and so if you were having a rough moment and you met with your mentee, you can come back a little bit more rejuvenated, a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
And you're more resilient and able to face the rest of your day.
And the other thing that I heard is your employer at the time allowed employees to volunteer, which I think is huge for those that are listening. If you are in a position to make decisions on how your company, how your employees can give back and volunteer to join this team and be a TeamMates mentor, that's huge because we have students not needing a mentor who want a mentor. And they would love to be a part of this cool team where they get to meet with that additional caring adult for just once a week, 30 to 45 minutes. And it makes a huge difference. But we can't make that positive difference because we don't have enough mentors. And there are a lot of mentors, Tiff, that are using the excuse that I'm a parent. I already have kids. I have to mentor my own kids.
All that's true, but not during the workday.
Not during a workday. So what I'm hearing is being a TeamMates mentor does not affect or impact family time.
It didn't for me at all. No.
Wow.
And I feel fortunate because I had great childcare, right? Or the schools that they attend. I'll give a plug out to Rousseau. Fantastic school. I never have to worry about their safety and their well-being. So no, it didn't take away from being a mom. And I really am dedicated to my kids.
And here we are now. Your mentee is now a senior. Talk about the journey because you started elementary and then you had to go through that brutal stage of middle school with your mentee.
Mm-hmm.
You survived, and now
Mhm.
you're in high school. Now, is it true that the longer the match, the stronger the match, or were there some dips?
There were dips. I mean, for one, she transferred schools. I first started at Pound, then I went to Irving with her. So I mean, you could lose the connection there if you're not willing to make a 5-minute detour, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't her junior high years that were tough. It was actually her high school years.
Mm.
Those were the primitive years for her, in which she was really trying to find who her friends were, what her interests are for real, not just what her family did or what, her friends from junior high did. And so, we had some really tough conversations of like, hey, do you value our time together? Because if you don't, that's okay. I'm okay with that. And she's like, no, no, no. And I'm telling you, the change from 10th grade to 11th grade was just astounding. From, every year that we write each other cards to say thank you. And I literally was brought to tears by her card in her junior because she got it. Not me, but she recognized, being consistent, how much work that takes, right? And
Yep.
how much effort and how much I genuinely cared about her outcome. And I didn't waver in my messaging. You've got to follow through. You're smart. You have the capability to do all these assignments in one day, but you could do them on time. And I was also rebuilding things about myself that I wish someone would have told me.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it was a full, I don't want to say full circle, but it's been a journey of true love and growth and being honest about where we are both at. And not that as a mentor you share your journey, because you don't give the nuts and bolts of your day to day, but you can share. I've experienced that before. I would maybe navigate it this way. And right now she just texted me, hey, are we still meeting on Wednesday? I want to share that I nominated us for Hall of Fame for Teammates. I'm like, what? That exists? But I mean, she went out of her way for that. She didn't have to tell me that. And
Yeah.
and she's excited about our weekly meetings, and we don't miss. We stayed together through COVID, which was a journey within itself on Zoom. There were some times where I didn't even see her face. It was just a black screen. And then sometimes it was her and her sibling. It just depended on, again, meeting each other where we were at. And there were some times where my kids were running around in the background in COVID because we all had to survive
Yeah.
in some way. But yeah, it's been a journey, but it's been a great one.
You represent one of our core values, which is commitment to students. I mean, for you to be matched up with your student for 8 years through the good times, the bad times, the COVID times, and here we are, your student is getting ready to reach their full potential, which is incredible. One of the things that I did hear you say is you are getting something out of this mentor relationship as well. For those that are listening and that may be on the fence, sometimes there's this misperception that mentoring is all about give, teach and tutor and this and that. But we're not a tutoring program. We're a mentoring program. Talk about what you get from being a part of Teammates.
She challenges me in the best ways. I met a fellow competitor, so who knew Uno could be so intense, but also so hilarious? Truly, there would be times where I'd be like, "How did she beat me again?" And we used to tally our scores. I mean, I found joy in the small things again. Sometimes when you're adulting and you're a parent and you're a full-time employee, you forget to take time for fun. And so her and we'd have really fun conversations, and sometimes they would be really deep, and sometimes they'd be nice and lighter. Like she'd give me fashion tips and all the things. So yeah, I've received a lot from her, and I'd say it's even.
And when she graduates, are you going to cry?
Of course.
Because the relationship that was built.
The relationship that was built, the fact that she has a completely different mindset of how she wants to explore the world and execute in the world and have a career. Whereas 6 years ago, she couldn't articulate that. Even 3 years ago, she was like, well, I'm gonna do what makes me the most money. I'm gonna be a brain surgeon. I'm like, but do you even care about the brain? Just having those kind of conversations. And so, yeah, I'll be a puddle. And, she's a phenomenal human being, and I know her future's bright. And she attributes some of her success to Teammates.
Yeah.
And just being in the program. And she's like, I'm so happy I said yes, because a lot of my friends weren't doing it. I said, yeah. And she's able to differentiate the people that are going somewhere and who she wants to, affiliate with versus those. She's like, they just complain and they're not going to do anything. I can't keep hanging out like that. And I was like, that's important to learn that now.
For the mentors that are listening who join Teammates and they're expecting an immediate impact, they're expecting to change, transform their student. But yeah, what I'm hearing is it's a journey. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. What would you say to those mentors to keep them encouraged to be committed, which is one of our core values?
Just to keep on the race. Like it happens. There's growth each meeting. And sometimes when it feels like you're there's a standstill, that's really when the magic happens, because they're testing you. They are, to see like, oh, they're not going to come back. I'm going to do something outlandish, or I'm going to say something that might, just be offensive, and just to see what because some adults have let them down. So it's important to know that even in those hard times, or even in the times that are, you're just like, gosh, they're not even talking. We're kind of just sitting there looking at each other. That's even more of a reason to show up the next time.
Wow. So being committed to students is more than just showing up and just the back and forth. There may be times when a student is testing you because they want to know, okay, are they really here because they want to be here? Are they getting paid to be here? Do they really care about me? And it sounds like you have demonstrated that value very, very well.
Well, thank you. And she called me on myself one time. But I always said 5 minutes early is on time.
Yeah.
I went to meet her one day. She's like, you're late. I was like, I'm right on time. It's whatever time. She's like, no, you said 5 minutes early is on time. And I was like, oh, she actually was listening. And so I know that, typically we'd have to call, especially in high school, call her classroom, send her down. She beats me there most days.
And so students are watching for sure. And, mentoring is about providing positive role models to our youth. When you think of what our youth need and the type of positive role models that we need to provide them, what type of models are students looking for? For those that are on the fence of, should I be a mentor? Should I not? What do our students need when it comes to having that model to follow?
I think they need someone that's real, someone that is, I don't want to say content, because that sometimes feels like complacent, but someone that really enjoys their life. They need to see that's a possibility. Some people don't see that ever on their day-to-day basis, but they need to see someone that knows how to execute. I think because then they know that, oh, well, if this person does it, I can do it, and that's the result it yields. So you don't have to be CEO. You don't have to be, the head, the principal. You can literally be a janitor and make just as much impact as any other adult in this world. It's just a matter of who you are, and authenticity is what gets you there. That's what they're looking for. They don't have that.
Because all we're asking, 30, 45 minutes of your time, and that time becomes a gift when you make that commitment once a week. 3rd through 5th grade, that's the need. We serve 3rd through post-secondary. Teammates.org, that's where to go. Before we close the show, we got one more segment. We're going to circle back to why literacy is important, why Teammates Mentoring and LinkedIn Literacy are teaming up, and why is Tiffani here? Hey, stay tuned to Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Tiff tonight. Don't go anywhere.
Empower a child today with the TeamMates mentoring program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the TeamMates mentoring program today.
On the farm from dawn till dusk, hardworking hands tend to the land, equipment, and the animals. But your hard work deserves a little relaxation too. Visit the Nebraska Ag Expo, December 10th through the 12th at Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln. See all the latest ag innovations in livestock and equipment, precision ag, drone, and AI tech, crop inputs, grain storage, and more. Take a break from the daily grind and recharge at the Nebraska Ag Expo. You deserve it. Sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2024 Ford F-150 for $395 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1003769, $395 per month lease with 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, $5,250 to assigning, no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 11/30/24. See delivery details.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings & Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
Back to Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, welcome back to Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Tiff. Ash is in Kansas right now, showing our local program some love. Excited for her to get out and just see what Teammates mentoring looks like outside of Nebraska. Tiff, current Teammates mentor, you have really helped us to take these efforts around reading literacy across the state. Even our Teammates team, they feel like you are a part of the team. Like, they love it when you come into the building. And of course, just to give everyone a glimpse, we have vending machines with books in them. Just think, this is like candy for our students. Literacy is important. And the work that Teammates Mentoring is doing, the work that Link to Literacy is doing, it matters. Literacy matters. And there's a reason why the state made this a priority 2 years ago. Tiff, why don't you share with everyone why literacy matters and just some numbers, some data?
Yes. So from the American Academy of Pediatrics, book ownership is a recommended part of a literacy-rich environment for children, impacting cognitive development, language skills, and overall academic achievement. Take a look. It's in a book right there.
Book ownership.
Book ownership, and that is one of the main. That's a big part of who we are, and we want to make sure within Link to Literacy, you get a brand new book with your name on it, right? Not with your name, but it is yours. And so again, like I mentioned, how we had Empower Me packs, right? Our outreach is for foster care, kids within foster care across the state of Nebraska, where they get a brand new backpack that's filled with 3 to 5 books. That's theirs, that they own, and that they can share. Sometimes they haven't had the opportunity to share, but this is one in which, hey, I read this book and this helped me this way. I love that we work with the directors and they can share these stories because it's impactful.
Yeah.
The kids aren't stingy. They love to share, but if they don't own anything, and then if you own something that you are passionate about or that speaks to you personally and directly, world's your oyster.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking, if a kid likes dinosaurs or they like mountains and then they own a book about it, that's going to encourage them to read. That's going to encourage them to share with their mentor. So what we're doing, we are linking, not Lincoln, Nebraska, but you know what I mean? We are
linking.
Am I saying it right? I'm from the South, it's hard for me to get out words. So what you just said, literacy to over 150 communities across this state, mentees that have potential, but the reality is COVID has impacted not just our world, this country, this state, this society, our communities, but most importantly, our students.
Correct.
And we're doing something about it. And it's the teamwork that works.
That makes the dream work, as you say. And it's the heart work that makes the dream work. Because you have to care in order for you to follow through.
Look at you. So, it's Giving Tuesday. And I want everyone to know how to support Link to Literacy, where to go to learn more about Link to Literacy, because we're just one of the lucky organizations that get to work with Link to Literacy. So why don't you let everyone know what they need to know about Link to Literacy?
Okay, so to follow us, you can go to linked2literacy.org. Also, we're on Facebook, Instagram, right? We have a monthly newsletter that tells you about all the things that we're doing within the month. And, we reflect on our community partnerships and just some of the stats in which, we're able to really help our community. And it's so important. But yeah, we are, we can do volunteer link if you ever want to volunteer for us. We meet you where you're at. So whether you have 5 minutes to an hour, to if you want to spend the day with us, like at Wordstock, we're here for it.
And Tiffani, because you work with TeamMates and we serve the entire state, you have traveled across the state to serve our local programs. Tell everyone what it's like to be in the world of TeamMates.
Oh, well, people are just genuinely happy to be a part of TeamMates. The facilitators have made it so easy. And I'm going to, literally places where I have never been. And Nebraska's beautiful. Who knew? Like Shadron, I was driving and I really should have paused and pulled over the car, but I was taking pictures along the way. But just recently I was in Hershey, Nebraska, and Becky, she was excited about TeamMates. She was equally excited about Link to Literacy. And she was like, the vending machines, you guys can fill the books. She was so excited. She gets the mission. And again, it's not about us at all. It is about the kids.
It's about the kids.
It's about the kids. And don't you want the best for our youth? Truly.
Yes.
Because if they have a good foundation, then that's going to build our community long term. So
2 great organizations. If we want our next generation to be leaders, not followers, if we want them to be competent and confident, what better way than work with TeamMates Mentoring by going to teammates.org, or to partner with Link to Literacy by going to their website, following them, liking them on Facebook. Tiff and I, we're going to take a pic after this. But Tiff, we appreciate the partnership. We appreciate the love. We appreciate everything that you stand for, but most importantly, for you using your role to be a positive role model as a TeamMates mentor. Thank you for being my co-host tonight.
I had a blast. Thank you for having me. And I'm going to leave you all with one more data-driven fact.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
One of the biggest barriers of illiteracy is the lack of a positive reading role model. More than 48 million adults lack basic reading, writing, and math skills beyond the third grade level.
Wow.
That's the why.
Wow.
That's the why.
And there you have it. Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Tiff. We'll see you next week. DeMo and Ash will be back.
Empower a child today with the TeamMates mentoring program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the TeamMates mentoring program today.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through December 3rd is $3 off on bacon, 25% off hanger steaks, 20% off all summer sausage, and 20% off all cheeses. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge.